Hello, hello, hi, hello. We are reading more Dr. Stone. I'm sorry there was a bit of a delay with new chapters and videos of this being uploaded. Lots of things happening at all times, as always. So thank you for your patience. Hopefully this will begin a run that'll get us all the way to caught up, and then we can start reading week by week, which is always the most exciting. Here we are beginning the poker showdown between Rusui and Gen versus Senkyu and Kohaku. They had reached an impasse, in their decision making. Should they work super hard, constantly re-navigate and calculate to make a little arc and save some time, thus potentially getting them to America in time for the corn season? But on the other hand, they're going to burn through supplies much faster this way, crew morale might suffer, and there's the slight chance that their entire mission might fail. Or could they sail slowly but reliably right along the latitudinal line and get there almost assuredly after the corn harvest fails, but get there absolutely for sure at some point? Or not that the corn harvest fails, but that the season for corn is over. They cannot make a decision using the facts of the situation itself, so they've instead decided to have this proxy showdown in poker. Really, really curious how this is going to go. I'm hoping for all sorts of devilish plays, maybe some cheating and counter cheating, maybe some representational kind of like the validity of their overall argument about, kind of betting and taking risks versus a guaranteed sure thing, manifesting in their play, and maybe them coming to understand the other one's perspective better by seeing how it unfolds in this game scenario. I don't know, a lot of cool directions this could go. I'm hoping for some Fukumoto-esque psychology and kind of probability breakdowns where you're both examining the likelihood of multiple things and then the likelihood of this sort of person, their characterization, leading them to make certain choices. That kind of dynamic is key to Fukumoto's series, one of my favorite mangaka, gambling manga being one of my favorite genres, just in general. So I want to see that same kind of tension here. All right, let's dive in. I'm so excited. It's Rusui and Gen versus Senku and Kohaku. They're all dressed up. Something weird is happening. It says loading. This has never happened before. It's just showing me blank pages and the word loading. I'm just going to refresh the whole page. And my internet is down. What is going on? Oh my god, no. Oh no, if my internet is down, oh, I'm going to lose my mind very quickly. Very, very quickly we will go to sanity 0. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I was in the middle of uploading some videos too. That's spooky. Um. All right, and we're back. And we are back. Whew. 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 That was kind of... all right, okay. Whew, okay. Right, okay, sure. Showdown between our ship captain and science captain. Decide to ride across the ocean. Usui is opting for the longer but easier route, while Senki wants the tougher route that'll get us there quicker. And all the other people, the Dragos are being busted out. Bets are flying around. We got Yo and Charlotte and Suika and some others on Rusui's side. Suika doesn't even know what betting means, but she feels that Rusui is better at games, which is a fair assumption. He's shown some proficiency in lots of different game-like things before. Meanwhile, we have Ginro and Yuzuriha and Taiju, some old friends of Senkyu, plus a fair weather bandwagoner friend, jumping on the logic that this is a battle of wits, and Senkyu has cheat code level intelligence. Nobody's don't realize how good Kohaku's high sight is. Ooh, could there even be an element of like Omega cheating where Kohaku can follow every card as it's being shuffled and then dealt out again, so she actually knows everyone's hand? Ooh, that's like the god cheat for sure. In the middle, the announcer, Tsukasa and Chrome in the undecided camp. And already, something suspicious happening. Gen says, oops, and tosses down a card. Yes, he's already trying to cheat. And here we see kind of the play and counterplay that Gen tries to do something skeevy. He's got those long, bunched up sleeves, very easy to slip cards in and out for someone as advanced in these subtle arts as him. And Kohaku grabs his hand, calls him out. Done. So I don't know. I'm thinking more and more that this is kind of getting the cheating out of the way, that it's more showing us that cheating isn't really going to work in this situation, and that it's actually going to be more down to the battle of wits and the dynamics of poker. I don't know. I don't know. If I'm to believe my eyes, it seems that you put a specific card on top again. I'm willing to admit I was wrong if the card on top isn't the Ace of Hearts. Oh, that's so badass. And we're actually going to learn magic. Oh, that's so cool. And this shouldn't be a surprise to me, because this series is always really good about actually like explaining the science behind things that it's going on. So now we'll learn the science behind card tricks and up-close magic and things like that. Very, very cool. So, how do you do it? Identify the card you want, spread the pile out, subtly grab it with your fingers from underneath, and place it exactly... Ooh, that's quite interesting. And it's already highlighting that there's going to be a bit of magic part 2, so we can learn even more. An easier trick, perhaps. Can't let the smooth talker touch the cards again. Oh, this is pretty cool. I thought it would be more like rigorous and thorough, showing like hand by hand maybe the duel. But already we're jumping into a completed hand. A 3 of a kind loses to a flush. These are some very strong hands. I wonder what kind of variant they're playing. It's like 5-card draw, I would assume. Getting hands that good in 5-card stud is outrageously unlikely. So 5-card draw, it's like you get a hand of 5, and then you get to choose to swap cards in your hand. You get like 1 or 2 rounds where you can take whatever cards you don't want and swap them for fresh cards in the deck. So this adds like a pretty cool bit of strategy. Outside of course, the insanely complicated strategy around betting, where you're basically, it's kind of more like Mahjong type strategy, where you're like, okay, this hand is more likely, but this hand is much more powerful. Where do I draw my trade-off? Like, where do I decide what trade-off do I want between likelihood and strength, which I think is really cool. And then stuff like stud, where you just get your hand and then all of the strategy comes down to betting, bluffing and signaling and trying to kind of force people in or out of the game, is quite interesting as well. And that's what Texas Hold'em is, which is like the most popular version of poker, where you're betting as cards are revealed and your hand is like growing. Anyways, 3 of a kind and flush are like very rare cards. Very, like, flush especially is not common to get. Ryusui's always so gutsy. Anyways, they can't read even 1 millimeter if he's bluffing or not. Okay. So I like that, you know, the establishment of his character beforehand, playing into how he's perceived in the poker game. That kind of dynamic is really cool. These action shots are so stylized, like the way that Senkyu's one eye is totally in shadow. It's badass. It makes me think it's like a reference to something that I'm not getting, because it seems like so deliberate and so over the top. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised though. I thought it would be that like Senkyu is more the gutsy player, because his is the more gutsy navigational choice. So I thought it would like reflect that. But in thinking of their long-term personalities and how they've been established as people, it definitely makes more sense that Ryusui is playing gutsy. Ryusui has a few more chips than Senkyu. Whoa! Gen was about to sprinkle something on the top of the deck. Sugar. Why would you sprinkle sugar on the top of the deck? What trick is this? They also made him take off his jacket. I think Gen is not wearing a layer that he was before. Oh, no, never mind. No, that's the same. For a second, I thought he had a coat on before that made his sleeves longer, and then they made him take it off because too easy to cheat. Not touching the cards like he said. Can't move your hands at all. Take salt or sugar and sprinkle on the top of the deck. And when another card is top... Oh, hey, that's pretty good. That's a simple one. That's very straightforward and yet very effective. Sugar. Check and sleeve. A bug, a beetle. Feelers react to the card marked by sugar. What? He's got a bug up his sleeve? What? Uh-oh, uh-oh. There's another layer, though. All our eyes. Kohaku's mind, the audiences are on the deck. What is he manipulating, then? What else but the deck, though? It's not like you can manipulate the tokens. You can just steal Senkyu's tokens. Or maybe? I raise them all in. Oh no, he definitely like swapped out his hand. They went for the mega cheat while everyone was looking at the deck. It was a false flag. It was a red herring cheat. They got baited by the sugar. Ooh. So how will Kohaku prove that he's cheating if he's already just completely swapped out his cards? In that moment, Ryusui's cards in his hand got flipped around. All these tricks seemed a little sloppy, not on your level again. Oh, you could swap out Ryusui's 4 bottom card? Yeah. Okay, this makes sense. That's cool that Kohaku recognized that they got flipped around, like that the back is like in a different orientation and stuff. So it's like, you know, Kohaku is still with it. She's still as close as she could be. But like, how did they prove this? Because he can just say, oh, you know, I was fiddling with my cards. Easy. But, so I feel like Senkyu is going to win. Because the idea of the really rough journey and the gigantic triumph of getting there in time for the corn, it just makes so much more sense from a storytelling perspective, right? Plus, Senki is the main character. Protagonist boy generally is going to win. there's exceptions, but generally speaking. So how will they win from this situation? I don't think it's just going to be like, oh, I strategically fold because you cheated. Let's play another round. It feels like that's not the direction they're going. Senkyu is going to blow him out somehow. He's got 4 aces, so Senkyu's got to have a royal flush to beat it. But to have a royal flush, you need an ace of that suit. So if Gen swapped out the cards from other cards from the deck that he had been secretly stashing away, you know, grabbing the aces whenever he can, that would be one thing. But if Gen actually just had other counterfeit cards made to introduce at this moment, then there would still be the potential for an ace in Senkyu's hand. Fukumoto-esque. Fukumoto-esque. Of course, if this was Fukumoto, I wouldn't need to say all that stuff, because the manga would say it over the course of like 3 chapters, maybe. Okay. If you had those 4 cards prepared all along, they must be the strongest 4 possible. I think you can only win this with a straight flush. Oh yeah, you can get a... Never mind. You can get a straight flush that's not a royal flush, and that's still better than a 4 of a kind. 2nd and 5th from the top, 2nd from the bottom. Ooh, Senkyu's doing a Rain Man thing. I think this is like what Rain Man does in the movie. So I feel like there's probably some other like casino movie references and stuff I'm missing. So I'm pretty sure this is... Like, Senkyu doesn't normally do this when he's thinking really hard. Does he? I don't think so. I feel like I'd remember that. 2nd and 5th from the top, 2nd from the bottom. So he's getting Kohaku to cheat, I think? In the moment where he says, I'm going all in, and everyone's attention is paid to Senkyu's stack. Cheer everyone's attention away. Basic principle of magic tricks. Yep. They're making the swap now. Placing 3 of the cards in the hand. So they are playing 5-card draw. I see. And then Kohaku's insane speed and precision grabs the 3 specific cards. So that means that Senkyu this entire time... Oh, it was when they checked the deck. And even if they shuffled since then, maybe Senkyu can track like one shuffle. Because they checked the entire deck after Gen did his false cheating, the sugar cheat, to distract people. So Gen in the end is kind of hoisted by his own petard insofar as he allowed them the chance to check the deck to prove that his fake cheat was the only cheat so that he could do the real cheat. But then that gave Senkyu the information to do the double super omega cheat. Huh. Got up in the middle of the face down deck. Tsukasa knows. Tsukasa's got them eyes too. You can't see the cards anyway, it shouldn't matter. Any sort of special marker. Just be a big bluff. I don't know. Senkyu tracked the deck. He memorized every position when he looked through it. Both fall in. It's a showdown. Okay, here we go. 4 of a kind. Royal straight flush. And he has the ace of spades. So Gen obviously snuck in cards from outside of the game. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good. He did it. So Gen, yeah. But I don't think they'll care to accuse him of cheating and, you know, call into question the validity of the game and stuff. They're just gonna move on. Time for America. Chips are mine, and so's the game. Ukyo's the only one who noticed. He's the only one who cared. 5 aces. The faces that they're making in this panel is just amazing. This is such a godly panel. This series is like pretty good for this. Like, but the switch between like the hyper realistic, hyper dramatic, super hype drawings of people in like intense concentration or like stealing their resolve. It's contrasted so well with the like ultra goofy like oh, it's so good. How did you do it? I really can't tell how you marked them. My scientific marking is colorless and invisible. It's urushiol, soaked up from some lacquer that we mainly got lying around. From the start, I've been searching for these key cards and marking their edges with urushiol. Oh. See through so nobody can see it. How can Senkyu tell which cards were? Okay, yeah, I don't know either. I don't think I'm going to be able to guess. It's just some specific property of the oil that I don't know. Oh! Ah! Ha ha! He was just having an allergic reaction to it the whole time! He just intentionally allowed himself to have an allergic reaction so he could tell which cards are which. Ah. Putting your own health on the line. So it kind of mirrors Senkyu's own devotion to getting there in time for the corn. That they're going to take the GPS of radioing in with Ishigami Village, consistently adjusting and calculating their position. All right, they're going to do it. Use GPS to navigate the globe, a shortcut courtesy of science. Very exciting. And the outcome I kind of predicted, because this just seems like a much more fun navigational quest, much more intense. We're going to learn a lot more about navigation and running the ship, and there's probably going to be some hardships and stuff. It'll be fun. I thought the poker showdown would go longer. I thought it would be maybe 2 or 3 chapters, but it was fun. It kind of compressed all of the tropes I hope to see into a very thrilling package. So good times. All right, Poker on the High Seas complete. Next time, the dangerous sailing voyage continues. See you then.